Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault, and today I'm coming to you with a product review, and a product that I know has been on the market for some time and a lot of people say is the greatest thing since sliced bread. This is the UpLULA Magazine Loader. Now, magazine loaders are things that I really have not been interested in. I've never had a problem loading magazines quickly or had any difficult loading them, even though I have rheumatoid arthritis. It's just not something that I've ever had an issue with. I don't know if it's just my magazine loading technique or what, but this is on loan to the channel and it was kind of included in a package when I borrowed some guns from one of my local subscribers, Craig. And so he just kind of threw it in there. And looking at it and kind of trying it out and messing with it out here in the garage, I said, you know, maybe I need to do a product review on this because maybe you guys are wondering, is it really worth the money? So I think to be fair to this, I will fully admit that I haven't really used a lot of magazine loaders. I've watched a couple of videos on these and some guys can use them really fast, but I'm just an average gun guy that's never used them before. So I want to test this tonight here on the workbench using two metrics because I don't think it's fair to use both difficulty and speed at the same time. So I'm going to load some magazines with this thing, both 9 and 45. I brought out a couple of Glock mags, got a 10 round G19 magazine. Yeah, I have one of these. I got a 17 round, I think this is a Glock 17 mag, and an HK 45 10 round mag. So I'm gonna try some 9 and some 45 in this, and I wanna test for both speed and ease of use. I kind of feel like that would be the fairest way. So I'll kind of see if it helps me any, if I think that this is a worthwhile investment, and who knows, maybe if it's something that I'm still not interested in the end, it might be a product that would be beneficial to you for whatever reason that might be. So let me kind of reset up the table here and we'll start our first test. I think I'm going to go for ease of use first. All right, so I guess the first test I'm going to do here is just for ease of use, essentially seeing if this helps me depress the follower to load the magazine to full capacity. In this test, I'm going to be using my 10 round capacity Glock 19 magazines. I got 3 of these because I ended up having them when I bought the Glock 19 Gen 5 MOS, and of course nobody here in Texas wants these things because they're only 10 rounds. We can have full capacity magazines. But I thought it'd be a good one for this test because it only takes me 10 rounds to depress the follower all the way into the bottom of the magazine so I get that full spring pressure. So let me just load this like normal, and my typical technique is to depress the back of the round as it's going into the magazine and then push down on the front of the round with the back of the next bullet. So that's always kind of worked for me. It works pretty fast and it depresses the spring just a little bit just using my thumb. So I've never had a problem with this. Usually as you get to the magazine's capacity limit, of course the spring gets a little bit tighter, and it is, but I'm not really having any problems whatsoever. All right, so there we go. Fully loaded, followers all the way in the bottom of the magazine. It wasn't too bad. So let me unload this thing. And now let's try it with the UpLULA Magazine Loader. So I do like this better than your standard like Glock magazine loaders that come with the gun because you do have this little lever and the rounds slide down on this ramp. I think that kind of ergonomically does make more sense, but of course in this test we're seeing if pushing the magazine against the whatever you have it resting on and pushing it down kind of with your off hand. So I'm a righty, so with my left hand, I guess if you're a lefty it'd be your right hand, if this helps depress the follower and makes loading rounds any easier. So let's see here. So obviously at the beginning of the magazine it's pretty easy here. But now we're getting into the middle of the mag. The follower's getting down there. It's becoming a little bit more difficult, but not too bad. Where I'm really interested in seeing is how it functions is in the 9th and 10th round. So there's the 9th round and the 10th round. I'm having to put down quite a bit of pressure because obviously I'm having to push the follower down enough to load one more round, where when I'm using my typical technique, I'm only pushing the follower down about halfway because it's just with the back of my thumb. And that goes in just fine. Oops, and I actually missed the top of the magazine there. So that was my fault, not the loader's fault. Ooh, I'm actually having some problems here. All right, there we go. And it's loaded. Okay, so do I think that if you have strength issues, would this help? I think only if you have strength issues with your fingers. You actually, I think, use more strength with your arm than you normally would, and I think you're using kind of bigger muscle groups. It's not a really big deal for me, but maybe if you have arthritis, this might help. For me, it doesn't help. I think actually loading it the typical way is easier for me, but it's not bad. It definitely works. It's very nice. I have no problems with it, so you would have to know your own personal situation. So I think what I want to do now is we're going to load this HK magazine with 45. So this thing says it goes from 9 to 45, any basic single stack, double stack magazine. So here's my HK 45 mag. Holds 10 rounds of 45, so it's a bigger caliber, and let's see how this thing does. So actually, wait, I should probably do my base test first and insert the mags, just using my old usual technique here. Push down the back of the round, push down the front with the next cartridge. Pretty easy. And for me, this works a little bit better because I'm depressing the follower the full way with the strength of my dominant hand. So that's going in just fine. And spring right now is pretty tough. And let's see how many rounds we got there. I think it says 10, either 9 or 10. Yep, I think I already have 10 in here. So I think I pulled out 11 rounds. But there you go. So that is a full magazine. Pretty darn easy. Let me unload it here. And we'll try it with the mag loader. All right. All right, and I probably should count these. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so it works. I was able even to depress the spring beyond 10. I guess it was just kind of muscle memory there of wanting to see if I could load another round. So that was easy. I think this worked better on the 45. That actually made loading this magazine a little bit easier. So definitely if you have trouble loading 45 magazines, this thing works pretty well. I didn't really feel it as much with the 9. So let me unload this again and talk about what I think when it comes to ease of use. I think it's a really easy device to use, and when it comes to loading the magazine, I think depending on your needs, especially as I said, if you have weak hands or maybe arthritic hands, it would really, really help. But where I think the strength of a magazine loader will come in is when it comes to speed. Obviously, when you're at the range, you want to get magazines loaded as fast as you possibly can. It does kind of suck to have to sit there and try to load them really fast after you've gone through a couple hundred rounds. You need to load, 5, 6, 7 magazines again. So in this next test, we're going to try for speed. So let me readjust everything and we'll see how I do. All right, so for this test, we're going to see how fast I can load these magazines. I'm going to use the same 2 magazines I did in the previous test, and I have set the rounds here where the cartridges are facing away from me, so as I grab them really fast, I can insert them and they're already facing the right direction, and I'll do that for both tests. I should also say that when I finally do use the magazine loader, I am not as familiar. I haven't practiced with this a whole bunch, so I'm sure there are people out there that can use this thing exceptionally fast. But remember, I'm doing this from the perspective of just an average gun guy that is getting this for the first time. So here we go. I'm gonna try to load the magazine without the assistance of the mag loader and see how quick it goes. Now, I don't have a stopwatch or anything out here, so maybe I should just time it, I guess, and maybe put that in the description below, but maybe we'll just kind of go by what it feels like when it comes to speed. So let's just see here. So here's 10 rounds into the Glock 19 magazine that only holds 10 rounds itself. So here we go. I mean, as long as I don't drop them. So far I've fumbled with 2 of the rounds, and there we go. That is 10 rounds right there. Okay, so I thought that was pretty fast. So now let's try it with the magazine loader. So let me get these things set up like I did the Previous test, all facing away from me, and hopefully when I grab them, they won't kind of wander off like they did in the last one. All right, so here we go. I'm trying to go for speed, go as fast as I can without going crazy here. So here we go. I can definitely see where if you're going for speed, you're going to need to practice with this and learn to manipulate that little loading device or that like loading gate. All right, so that was actually pretty fast. It was faster than I thought it was going to be. So I actually thought I was going to load this thing faster significantly with just hand loading. But that was actually pretty fast. So I'm pretty impressed with it. I like it so far. As I said, I kind of thought I would load it faster by hand. I think I may have beat it, but you guys can do the timing with the timestamps in the bottom. But I'm going to say for the most part that was either the same or might have been a little bit faster. All right, so let's try now the 45. So let's get these over here and get these all set up, and we'll do it exactly the same way. I hope you guys like this video. I've never done a video like this where I try to load magazines out here. It's not really firearms related content. I don't have any firearms out here on the table tonight. It's just me and some magazines and some live ammunition. All right, so here we go. These are actually going a lot faster. All right, so that was 10 rounds right there. All right, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat that one with the mag loader. Let's find out. That did feel faster than both the mag loader on the 9 and by hand loading on the 9. But I guess the real question will be does the mag loader increase your speed enough to make it worth the cost? All right, so let's find out here. All right, here we go. I think I'm getting the hang of this. All right. Wow. Okay, I'm getting the hang of it now. So that's where the practice would come in. And that's only me just doing this for the first time tonight. Wow. Okay. That was pretty darn fast and pretty darn easy. Okay. Well, I gotta say, this thing may have changed my mind. I went into this video fully expecting to go, this is an okay product, might not be for me, not interested in it, but it does work. And to be very honest with you, I think it works great. So that's one of those products that as I use it, and I caught this on camera, I really like this thing. This thing works really nice. So, where I had kind of had a bias going into it, going, well, I'm probably going to give it, 3 or 4 stars out of 5, I gotta say the UpLULA Magazine Loader, which is made in Israel, it says from 9mm to 45 ACP, and you can check it out at maglula.com. So here it is, kind of a close-up. There's the little loading gate I was talking about, and the lever in the front that pushes the follower down. I'm actually going to give this thing 5 out of 5 stars. Man, it works well. It works really good. It exceeded my expectations. I think I was able to load them faster, which is the more important aspect of it than the ease. But wow, this is really awesome. So I like this product. I may have to buy myself one of these. So if I ever see one maybe at a gun show or a gun shop, I'll buy one. All right, so there you go. My product review of the UpLULA Magazine Loader and what I think. You saw it on camera. I like the product, and it changed my mind from what I thought it was going to be when I started filming. So there you go. So let me know what you think. Do you own one of these? Do you like it? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.